Peace, everybody. Welcome to my channel. And I just want to talk about the stereotypes that we find in movies, right? Because I'm often accused of pushing negative stereotypes. And again, it goes back to my video that I did prior on the perceptions, people's perspective, right? What people perceive. All right. So we're very wary of that. You know, because we know history of Hollywood is always depicting us in negative stereotypes. So we're tired of it. So it's understandable when people see it and they think that I'm leaning towards a stereotypical image of us, which I'm not. You know, like if people, those who know me, it's funny when people who know me think I'm doing it as well. You know, I'll be like, you don't know me, you don't know my mind state, right? But it's understandable. But I do it in a way to reach people and to teach people different lessons, you know, which for the most part people get once they watch my movies, whether it's Reserve Notes or Diary of a Badman.
Big man, put on your things. Where you
Nah, put on me things. She a
Big
police.
man, if she was a police, she wouldn't take me down when we did do the assault the day, man. Put on your things.
Yo, brethren, what y'all do?
Rude boy, me now repeat myself, you know.
I'm like, if you want to take over some blood clot, pum pum.
Put it down.
Diary of a Badman is on Prime, Amazon Prime right now. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out now. It was up there before, but the company that distributed it, they went bankrupt. So if those who have the original link, that link don't work, but I'll leave a link down below this video for you to check it out. Anyway, when I was promoting that particular movie, Diary of a Badman, I got a lot of people attacked, you know, saying, oh, that's all black people can do is make gangster movies, right? And another stereotypical movie, another negative movie portraying us negatively. And I would say to people, it's not actually a negative depiction of us, it's not a negative movie. But they couldn't wrap around their head of how can it not be? It's a gangster, right? It's a gangster, Badman, right? Gangster movie. So it gotta be negative, right? Wrong, it wasn't. And when I premiered it in Jamaica, because it's a the lead characters are Jamaican characters, so I felt that it would be good to premiere it in the beautiful island of Jamaica. And if you haven't been to Jamaica, you should go. That place is paradise. Paradise and beautiful people. I loved it in Jamaica. When I went to Jamaica, I went to the places where they said that you shouldn't go. I went to Tivoli Gardens, I was in the Garrisons, with Deva House. He's one of the artists that features on the Diary of a Badman soundtrack. You know, so I was there, and what they told me is that, you know, like out of every 10 Badman, right, there's like 2 or 3 that's like the character of Bucky in Diary of a Badman movie that I made, that goes into the community and is almost like, you know, almost like Robin Hood. I wanted to have a character that people loved and could understand his reasonings for being in that type of lifestyle. So once people watch the movies, the Diary of a Badman, they realize that, okay, I like this guy, and they could see a different aspect or different perspective of that particular gangster. If you look at any freedom fighter, that freedom fighter has a level of gangsterism in them. And that gangsterism means that it's fearless, you know, and is willing to go through extremes, even put their life on the line, right, to get what they want, right? So there's these positive aspects that you can get from there. So even if you look at someone like, you can look at Malik Haj Shabazz, you know, known to us as Malcolm X. He was a gangster. He was a gangster. And I know many guys who came from that street gangster lifestyle that turned themselves around and became real dominant, real important within liberation, you know, activism, you know, stuff like that.
True, him say take a thief to catch a thief. When me feel the same way. it take a gangster to fight against them gangsterism them have in place, you know.
A war you want war with the government?
You mad? A suicide that. Malcolm X was a militant and them kill him off. Martin King, he was a peaceful man and them kill him off same way.
We went to Jamaica and we premiered it there in the Jamaican Film Festival, Jam Pro, which we won Best Narrative. But you know, when we premiered it, people were apprehensive because, you know, I'm a person that's coming from outside, so they don't know. Am I gonna mock Jamaicans? Am I gonna clown them? Obviously not. Would never do that, right? So when they watched the movie, they stood up and it was a standing ovation. They loved the movie.
He wasn't the typical Badman, but he was really intelligent and he's really strong and he believes in black power, which I support wholeheartedly. So altogether the film came together really well.
It's a good movie, man. I mean, I'm a movie man and I love gangster movies and stuff like that. And being a Jamaican, it's a good experience to see a movie like this because it goes to show that not all gangsters are just bad people.
One guy said, it took a non-Jamaican to tell the right story, you know? And I always liken that to a corporation, right? If you ever worked for a corporation, you might have been in, have training and you might have outside entities, outside advisors come into your company to show you how to make your company better, to find out the weaknesses and the strengths, right? And I liken that to anything. If you wanna grow, sometimes you need somebody outside of your circle to show you to point the direction. That's why a lot of times if you go to certain places, like you might go to a certain country, say people come into America, right? And they see certain opportunities that the people within America might not see, but because they're coming from outside and they have a different vision, they have a different perspective, and they see, oh, wow, I can be successful here, right? It's the same thing like if you travel to countries out of here as an American, travel to the Caribbean, you travel to Africa, right? You're gonna see things that the natives there don't see. And even if you tell them, they can't wrap their heads around it, but you see it because you're coming from outside, so you have a different perspective. So with the movie, I had a different perspective on this Badman, so I was able to deliver a character that broke the stereotypes. And this is what they said in the newspapers, that it broke the stereotypes. In the Huffington Post, we got positive review from that. And it was all good. So I always say to people, especially when dealing with me, don't always judge what I put by the cover of the book that I'm giving, because there's always something that I'm trying to show you. There's a twist that I'm trying to deliver and show people that you can think out the box. And one of the reasons that I wanted to do the gangster movie was because, at least through my eyes, when I see gangster movies depicting us, it's normally senseless. I don't want to mention any names of any movies. I'll leave that when I do my movie reviews. But a lot of them was just senseless. It was like senseless killing, just senseless violence, right? And when I would look at like the white gangster movies, there was always this sense of honor, this sense of morals in there. Although they were gangsters, morals, and it was like dignity. It was different. It wasn't so much senseless. I think the most I saw with senseless killing was in Goodfellas with Joe Pesci. His character was just senseless, you know, killings, you know. And I just didn't see that too much with ours. Not all of ours. See, I'm not saying all of us before someone start pointing out, no, this movie, that movie. I'm not saying all of it. I'm just saying a lot of what I see. And again, what I've seen is just my perspective of it. So I said, you know, the genre, the gangster genre is a genre that's here to stay, you know, and if we're gonna, you know, my reasoning for doing it was that it hopes to motivate other filmmakers that when they do a gangster movie, they'll follow like the same line in which I've taken and do better, you know. So I was really trying to affect and bring change. So when we do gangster movies, yeah, we have gangster movies, but let's put a different type of standard on those gangster movies. And I hope that that type of message, what I've done, gets through. There is a part 2 to Diary of a Badman, which is to be filmed in Jamaica. The first 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the first 5 minutes is going to be in the US, but after that it goes into Jamaica. There's a part 2. The way the movie ends, you know, it tells you that there's a part 2. It's a trilogy, so there's a part 3 as well, and it's a message within the entire thing that I really want to show. But part 2, I'm excited about. It's good. I feel it's better than part 1, and the reason it's better than part 1 for me is because my writing is way better than part 1, you know, and I just can't wait to shoot it and make it happen. Still in the process of getting the funds to shoot it, you know. But yeah, so again, like I said in another video, don't be so quick to judge my movies without seeing them first. After you see it, then I'm always excited with the conversations that people have and what they see. Sometimes people see in your movie more than what you actually see, although you wrote it. Although I wrote it, when I look at writing, it's like a subconscious thing. There's a part of it that I feel is just like subconscious, spiritual. Peace. Thanks for watching.
I would recommend this to everybody, not just Jamaicans, everybody, because, you know, it's a real, you know, the suspense is really great. You know, if you want to see a woman who can kick ass, you know, if you like that kind of excitement, you know, I would strongly recommend this.
Okay. Like the brother says, that really drove home to me is that the main character, his knowledge and his yearning for, his yearning to know more, his reading, his participation into the blackness of our community. It's him that says volumes, because for him to take the greater part of him, the intellectual part of him, and infuse it into a character with that nature, it is just brilliant.